Hey, what's up, nation? Coming to you for day 2 of my 90-day recovery, and I'm gonna get in a little strength work with a little core work. And instead of just showing you that video today, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little talk over, and I'll pop the video up right here from time to time, and sometimes I'll shrink myself down and pop myself up in the corner so you can see the workout a little bit better. But let's go ahead and jump into it. And first thing I'm gonna do, obviously, is warm up. So I'm a big proponent of warming up. That's got to be individual to you. A lot of people try to follow through some cookie cutter routine for stretches and warm up, and that doesn't work. One of the biggest things is tight muscles are something that you should do static stretching on. And I mean tight muscles in the sense that they're a little tight and a little sore maybe from your previous workout. If you have flexibility issues, that's something completely different. But there's static stretching, there's dynamic stretching, there's active isolated stretching. There's a lot of different forms of stretching that you can be doing depending on what is tight and what kind of work you're going to be doing. So do stretching that is specific to you, what you need to get going, what you need to get warmed up for the specific workout you're doing that day. From there, I jump straight into it. As you can already see, I'm doing some overhead presses, and as I get fatigued, they really become more of push presses because I needed the extra help. Not going heavy here, doing 95 pounds, and I'm going straight from that to over to the stability ball, and I'm doing some crunches. I'm doing just 10 and 10. That's it, nothing crazy, nothing special. The biggest thing that I'm doing here is I'm ensuring that I'm getting muscle building going, that I'm keeping my muscle intact while I'm trying to cut body fat. I don't want to lose any of that muscle that I have worked for over the years. I really like working shoulders, so that's a focus for me. You'll see that shoulders pop up in a lot of my workouts. So I'm doing that overhead press, no rest, going straight to the crunches, no rest, going right back over. Now, you've got to hit more than just that one muscle group. So as you can see here, I'm coming back in and I'm doing some bent over rows. I like bent over barbell rows. For me, it hits my lower lats really well. There's other work I like to do for hitting the lats up a little bit higher, but for me that works well. I keep a little bit more of an angle, a little bit more open, and then I pull straight to like the waistline, a little below the belly button, or no higher than the belly button. That's for me, that's where I'm trying to work. There's a lot of different variations of the barbell row that you can do. Again, no rest, no break, straight into the crunches. I want to keep the heart rate up. Remember, the whole point of my 90-day recovery is I'm trying to drop the body fat that I put on during those 60, 70 days where I lost control of my nutrition. From there, I jump into deadlifts. Again, you can see I'm not going super heavy. I'm looking over here because I'm watching the video. I got it playing, so I know I'm somewhat on track. Explain it to you, but I'm doing deadlifts, not going heavy. I'm doing 185 pounds. It's below body weight. Again, I'm looking more for the volume that I'm doing today, especially with the overall program I'm doing over 90 days. But the volume is what's important to me. So I am going lighter weight. Again, I'm doing reps of 10, jumping straight over to the crunches with no rest, and I'm doing another 10 crunches. For me, that was one cycle. The 3 sets of 10 on the push press with the sets of 10 crunches in between, 3 sets of 10 on the bent over barbell rows with the crunches in between, and then 3 sets of the deadlift with the crunches. That all was one round, no rest. So it was 9 sets of weightlifting, 9 sets of crunches, and then I rested, I believe it was for 90 seconds. I apologize if I'm misleading it. I can guarantee it was less than 2 minutes, but I think it was about 90 seconds I rested. And I went right back into it. I stripped the weight off, and I went back, as you can see here, to my overhead presses at 95 pounds. I again did the same exact cycle again. 3 sets of the overhead press at 95 pounds, and then with the 10 crunches in between, dropped it back to the bent over rows, added the weight on for the deadlifts. What is important, I think, to point out for me on this workout is really focusing on the lifting portion. My rest periods were the crunches. Stability ball crunches are much easier than regular crunches or regular sit-ups or a lot of other core work you can do while still activating the core and still keeping that going. Not to mention you're using a lot of core muscles to brace during the overhead press, to brace during the bent over row, and of course with the deadlifts. If you've ever deadlifted heavy, your core is sore the next day. And if it's not sore, you weren't bracing right or you weren't lifting heavy, one or the other. So I feel like I got core activation through the whole workout, and then the stability ball didn't have to be such a difficult core work because I really wasn't getting rest with the core there. So I really like that aspect of this workout. I was really focusing on trying to have good form on the 3 different lifts. Again, I'm adding the weight in so that I don't lose any muscle during this whole program. I don't feel like dumping any of that. I've spent years putting on weight. For those of you who don't know me or you're new to the channel, I at one point was 158 pounds. That was about 8 years ago. So I've moved up from 158 pounds to a high of 225. And I was able to do that while staying at a maximum of 12, I think off season, where I kind of really bulked up. I got up to about 14% body fat. So I was still very happy at 225 and 14% body fat. And then I would cut down to anywhere from like 10%, maybe 11 in the normal season. If I was really trying to get down and get lean because I was going on vacation or something like that, I was going to hit the beach a few times, once or twice, I got down to below 10% body fat, hanging again at around 215, I think was the lowest I got with being under 10% body fat. I worked hard to get there. I don't want to lose it. So I am going to cut down a significant amount of weight. If you keep following my channel, what you're going to see is that I am going to go from my current weight, starting this program, which was 213 pounds. My goal is to cut back down into the 180s. I'm looking to lose a significant amount of weight, and I am going to lose muscle in that process. And it's unfortunate that I've worked for it for so long. But as I'm getting a little bit older, I have a lot of injuries, not from lifting, but I've got a lot of injuries from work and other activities. I need to start cutting that unnatural weight off so that it's a little easier on my joints. So again, I appreciate you jumping on this. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit the bell so you get notifications about future videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, Nation.